Attention, passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what a week it has been for the Dallas Cowboys. The news, the drama, the twists it has all coming together in a way that could really shake up the division and quite possibly the entire NFC landscape. And at the center of this whirlwind is the situation surrounding TREVON DIGGS. Yes, the star cornerback, a guy who has been vital for this team's defense, has had his week turned upside down after an incident at home that many didn't see coming. It's not every day you hear about a key player suffering an accident that leads to a concussion, and that's exactly what happened to DIGGS last Thursday. The details are still a bit hazy, but what we know is that this has caused him to miss the game against the Washington Commanders, a game in which many of us expected him to be a big part of the defensive effort. DIGGS has been a cornerstone for the Cowboys secondary, a player whose presence on the field can turn the game around with his ability to make plays, cover receivers tightly, and bring that swagger that energizes the entire team. Missing him, especially in a divisional matchup, was a blow that many fans and analysts didn't see coming. And let us face it, losing DIGGS isn't just a small setback. It's a significant blow to the Cowboys' chances to dominate on defense. His ability to lock down top receivers and create turnovers has been a game changer this season. His absence was felt immediately, and it sparked a lot of speculation about how long he'd be out and what the team's plans would be moving forward. The coaching staff, quite notably, has been tight-lipped about the specifics of his injury, which only fuels the rumors and adds a layer of mystery to the situation. But despite the silence from the sidelines, owner Jerry Jones was in a surprisingly candid mood after the Cowboys' impressive 44-22 victory over the Commanders. It's typical for Jones to be outspoken after a big win, but this time, he chose to address the DIGGS situation with a bit more honesty, though he didn't reveal much about the concussion itself. Instead, he emphasized that they've spoken about what happened, and he pointed out something interesting sometimes. What you see isn't the full picture. In a report from the Dallas Morning News, Calvin Watkins captured Jones' comments where he said what happened. But again, and I am not saying that didn't happen, but a lot of times you're not the best viewer of what happened to you. It's classic Jerry Jones, right? Always trying to keep things in perspective, always looking at the bigger picture. And that's exactly what he did here. The 83-year-old owner, who has seen it all in the NFL, seems to believe that DIGGS might only be out for a week or so, suggesting that a return could be on the horizon sooner rather than later. Jones went further, saying, "I don't go looking it up at all. I see what he has given me, and I am satisfied with that. Frankly, I am satisfied with what any player tells me until we get to the point where I am not satisfied." That's a pretty reassuring statement for Cowboys fans. It shows a level of confidence in DIGGS' toughness and resilience, and it hints that the team is optimistic about his quick recovery. Jones' attitude is clear this isn't a season-ending injury, and he expects DIGGS to be back on the field soon, making the Cowboys even stronger. And he made it even clearer, this is not a smoking gun deal at all. He had an accident, and I am good with that. He'll be back out there playing. We'll be a lot better team with DIGGS. That's a big statement, folks. It underscores the importance of DIGGS to this team, not just as a player, but as a leader in the secondary. His return could be the spark Dallas needs to solidify their defense for the stretch run and make a real push toward the playoffs. Now, let us take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. The Cowboys, after that commanding win against Washington, sit at 3-3-1, not the start they envisioned, especially considering the high hopes coming into the season. But that game showed flashes of what this team can be when everything clicks. The offense, led by their dynamic playmakers, is capable of putting up points in bunches. But it's really that defense that's been the true story this year. TREVON DIGGS has been a huge part of that, providing a shutdown corner presence that allows the rest of the secondary to operate more aggressively. Without him, the secondary was tested, and while they did manage to hold the Commanders to 22 points, the absence was felt in coverage and in the secondary's overall confidence. The hope is that DIGGS' injury isn't serious enough to keep him sidelined for long, and the team's outlook is still optimistic. Looking ahead, the Cowboys are preparing for their next challenge against the Denver Broncos. That's a game that could see Diggs return if everything goes according to plan. The team needs him back, not just for his talent, but for the leadership he provides in the locker room. The defense has shown resilience, but having Diggs back would give them that extra edge, that boost of confidence that only a player of his caliber can provide. And let us not forget, the injury news isn't the only thing swirling around Dallas right now. The NFC East remains fiercely competitive, and every win or loss can shift the division's balance. The Giants, Eagles, and Washington are all fighting for positioning, and Dallas's ability to stay healthy and keep their key players on the field will be critical in this race. The division has always been known for its unpredictability, and this season is no different. But with players like Diggs potentially returning soon, the Cowboys could regain that defensive dominance that made them feared in recent years. From a historical perspective, the Cowboys have always been a team that's resilient in the face of adversity. Even during tough seasons, they find ways to bounce back, to retool, and to get back to the top. Their defense, especially in recent years, has been a cornerstone of that resilience, and Diggs has been a huge part of that puzzle. His ability to create turnovers and shut down top receivers makes him one of the most valuable players on the roster. This season, more than ever, the Cowboys need him to be at his best. The NFC is loaded with talented quarterbacks and explosive offenses, and a solid, aggressive secondary can make all the difference when it comes to playoff seeding and deep runs. The coaching staff is surely counting on Diggs' return, and the fan base is eagerly waiting to see him back on the field, making plays and energizing the team and the crowd. And beyond this season, the long-term outlook remains promising. The Cowboys are building a roster with a lot of young talent, and their defense is one of the most promising units in the league. Having a player like Diggs, who is still only 27, in the mix for years to come, is a huge advantage. It's about continuity, stability, and maintaining that high level of play that has made Dallas a perennial playoff contender in recent years. The owner's comments reflect that confidence. Jones's laid-back attitude about Diggs' injury shows a belief that this is just a bump in the road. That's the kind of mindset that breeds success, knowing that you have the talent, the depth, and the leadership to overcome setbacks. The Cowboys have faced injuries before, and they've always found a way to come out on top. This situation with Diggs, while concerning, probably isn't going to derail their season. It's more about how quickly he can get back and how well the defense can hold the fort until then. So fans, keep your eyes peeled. The next few days will be critical. If Diggs is able to return this week, it could give the Cowboys that extra boost needed to secure another division win and keep their momentum going. And if he has not, the team will need to rely on their depth and resilience, which they've shown they have in spades. Either way, the story of Diggs' injury and potential return is more than just a sideline subplot. It's a defining element of this team's journey this season. The NFC East remains one of the most unpredictable divisions in the NFL, full of surprises and fierce competition. The Cowboys, with their storied history and championship aspirations, are in the thick of it. This injury situation adds a layer of drama, but it also highlights how much this team depends on their key players stepping up when it counts. The Cowboys are known for their resilience, their fighting spirit, and their ability to adapt under pressure. As we look ahead to the rest of the season, one thing is clear: Dallas's success is intricately tied to the health and availability of their stars. And right now, all eyes are on TREVON Diggs. Will he be back sooner than expected? Will his return catalyze a winning streak? These are the questions that keep fans on the edge of their seats. The good news, from what Jerry Jones has hinted, is that optimism is high, and that Diggs might be back on the field sooner than many anticipated. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this whole situation? Do you think Diggs will return in time for the next game? How important do you believe his presence is for the team's playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news, because let us face it, this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. We're in the thick of it, and every game, every injury update, every play counts. Keep the faith, Cowboys Nation, because this team has the heart and the talent to make a deep run. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.